morning. We would ask you to invite all your friends to come out as well, and on Saturday mornings for July and August. On July 2nd, I believe Dr. Koschel is going to be back, and we're hoping to start his series again. If not in July, in September, he has promised me that he will start doing the Saturday series again. I spoke with him on Tuesday, so he should be here in July, and then he will be back to do the Saturday series for sure in September. So July 2nd at 10 o'clock here will be our next meeting. We are taking a break for the summer for our fourth Tuesday meetings, which are here in this room as well. I will get a schedule out to everyone in August with all the speakers for September through probably March or April of next year. So I'll get that email out to you in August, and we'll have that. I have some of the speakers already lined up, but I still have to line up a few more. So this morning, Allison Braton has come to speak with us on toxins in our personal care products. We all know that we live with toxins every single day of our life, and they're affecting our health all the time. There's just more and more toxins coming on the market every single day. There's about 80,000 of them every year that come on the market. And we know that our skin is the biggest organ in our body, and anything that we put on our skin immediately within 6 seconds goes into our bloodstream. So it's really an important topic that we have. So Allison is a wife, a mom to 2 boys. She's a fitness enthusiast. She's a restaurant owner and a beauty consultant. She and her husband own Tucker's Kitchen and Bar in Leesburg. Has anyone been there? Turner's. I'm sorry? Oh, Turner. I don't know where I got Tucker's, but Turner's. Has anyone been there? It's really a lovely restaurant, and they are a farm-to-table restaurant, which is amazing to even find a farm-to-table restaurant anymore. And she's been on a quest for the last 15 years to live life with fewer toxins and more whole foods. So Allison?
Thank you, Mary. The pleasure of meeting Mary a couple weeks ago. We got to know each other a little bit, and I really appreciate her inviting me to come speak with you all today. Let's see. She's kind of given me a little bit about myself. I am, a mom. I've got 2 boys, 14 and 7, and I got married. I got a late start. I got married at 41 and had a baby at 43. So I'm going to go straight from high school graduation to retirement, probably. So Turner's is what my husband and I opened Turner's 7 years ago. We just started our 8th year, and it has been a fantastic way for me to be involved in the community in Leesburg and get to know Lake County. I really enjoy being part of that restaurant and doing that with my husband. So I'm there Tuesday through Friday, usually at lunchtime. My husband is there all the time. We're closed on Sundays and Mondays, and we do focus on tables of 4 or less. So anything over 4, we just don't seat. So that sometimes people get upset about that, but there are plenty of places that can host your larger group. But we really focus on that small table dining. So I'd love to see you there sometime. If you want to bring a friend and come down for lunch, I'd see you there. So
where exactly are you? Are you the downtown Leesburg, or where are you?
Downtown Leesburg. We're on 5th Street, and I meant to bring cards for Turner's, but in my, hurriedness this morning, left those at home. So, downtown Leesburg, we're on 5th Street. It's called Turner's Kitchen Plus Bar, and we have a website and a Facebook page and all that, so you can follow us there.
It's very good.
Thank you. Well, right now our kitchen at home is under renovation, so I can't cook at home. So every day I pick up my kids from wherever they are, and we go back to the restaurant to eat dinner. And my 7-year-old last night, I don't want to eat at Turner's. I don't like anything at Turner's. Sorry. This is our option right now. So we're making it happen, but it's gonna be another probably 2-3 weeks before I have my kitchen back, so. Anyway, so when you think about the environment, what do you think of? And
Air, water, pollution.
trees, air, water, pollution, dirt,
Where we live.
where we live, right. So have you ever considered your body as an environment that needs to be protected? And I think that's something that we can think about today when we're going through some of these statistics and some of this information about how important it is to protect this thing, this body that God has given us, and how can we do that best when there's so much being introduced into the marketplace all the time. So I joined Beauty Counter about 5 years ago, maybe it was 4 years ago, to be part of the solution. I love that we advocate for stricter laws in our own industry. I love that we're formulating products that are hard performing. And we educate. So one of the reasons I'm here today is to educate. And it's part of our mission. My mom passed away 3 years ago from pancreatic cancer, and she was 69. I truly believe that if her toxic load had been less, she'd still be here. I can still pull things that I had at her house, that she had stored in her house, that still smell like the potpourri and the air freshener that she used for years. I pull it out and I go, oh, Mom. And it just has stuck with us. That fragrance has really stuck with us. So our mission at Beauty Counter is to get safer products into the hands of everyone. And that's not Beauty Counter products, that's safer products. We do not want to have to go into a store and investigate every single label to decide whether or not it's clean and safe. We really feel like if it's on the shelf, that our FDA and government has done what they're supposed to be doing to protect it before it gets to the shelf, so that we're not purchasing things that are bad for us. But that's not the case. 1938 was the last time a major law in the health and wellness, personal care industry has been passed. It's 84 years ago. That's a long time. There are only 2 pages of legislation that regulate a $100 billion industry. 2 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper regulate $100 billion industry. It's atrocious. Since World War II, 85,000 chemicals have been added to the, introduced to the market. And every year, thousands more. So many chemicals that are being put on our body are not safe. In the EU, they ban over 1,400 ingredients from personal care products. In the United States, we ban 30 out of those 85,000 chemicals. In Canada, they ban 600. However, there's a fragrance loophole, we like to call it. And the fragrance is more than 3,000 ingredients are used in fragrance compounds. So what that means is they can use thousands of chemicals to create one fragrance, call it a trade secret, and they don't have to divulge what's part of the fragrance. So fragrance isn't everything. If you go to the store and you want to buy laundry detergent and it says clean and pure, whatever, but if it says fragrance at the bottom of the ingredient list, still not safe, because you don't know what makes up the fragrance, because they can keep that a secret. So Fragrance is a huge one, and it's, I think in California, they passed a law recently where they have to divulge that information, but it's not a law for the United States, the entire United States. So the FDA's authority over cosmetics is different from other products it regulates, such as drugs, food, biologics, and medical devices. Unlike these categories, personal care products are some of the least regulated consumer products on the market. The FDA does not require that cosmetic ingredients be assessed for safety before they go to market. And if there's a problem, they cannot recall those products. So if we're putting a balm on a baby's rear end and it's causing burns and whatever, they can't recall it. It can just stay out there. And as a result, the FDA cannot recall it. And this is according to an official in office at the Cosmetics and Colors at the FDA. A cosmetic manufacturer may use almost any raw material as a cosmetic ingredient and market that product without
So
the
I'm
approval
really
of the
excited.
FDA. So it has gotten to a point where we need regulation in this industry. It's important. It's important for our kids. It's important for our grandchildren. Every generation is getting exposed to more and more toxins. So it's legal for the U.S. cosmetics companies to use known carcinogens in the products we use every day. I just thought this was an interesting statistic that studied by the Red Cross, and this is probably back in 2016 when this particular slide was done, that they found more than 200 industrial chemicals in the cord blood of newborn babies. So they're supposed to be in a uterus and being protected by their mom, but if their mom is using bleach to clean the bathroom and using plug-ins, she's ingesting all these things, and it's coming, it's presenting itself in a different way. And like I said, this was done a bit, so it was $62 billion industry back in 2016, now it's a $100 billion industry, and it's just growing exponentially. So, what's the big deal, right? I mean, what should we be doing? Why are these ingredients harmful to us? And we can't say for sure that XYZ causes cancer. I mean, there's no way to do that. But what we do know is that all of the products that are being introduced and all these chemicals that are in these products are causing cancer, infertility, endocrine disruptors. So we're having trouble with our thyroid. There's so many things that could be done to help in that process if we can eliminate some of these things that we're using every day that are dangerous for us. But it was also interesting too is that they said for people of color, so Asian, Indian, African American, some of the products that they introduced to those particular markets, the hair straighteners and some of the other things, are even worse than what I use on a regular basis. So there's been even more of a push to really regulate and get some of those things off the market because they're just so dangerous. Beauty Counter was founded 7 years ago by a woman named Greg Renfrew. And she started this company because she was going out to try to buy safe things for her children and couldn't find anything that was up to her standard. So she started a company, and it has grown exponentially over the past 7 years. Our 3 pillars, again, are to advocate, educate, and formulate. The educating thing, we do that one-on-one through consultants like myself, through our website. But the advocating part is really what gets me going. And we just sent 200 consultants earned their way to DC and marched in DC, went to the Capitol. They had meetings with our representatives and our senators to talk about this issue. There's a bill on the Hill now called it's called the Safer Beauty Bill Package, and it's a set of 4 bills. And those 4 things, because I don't have these memorized, it's the Toxic Free Beauty Act, which bans 11 of the most toxic chemicals, including mercury, formaldehyde, parabens, things I can't pronounce, and hair dye chemicals. There's another one, the Cosmetic Safety and Communities, the color and salon workers, which would mandate stronger protections for those who are highly exposed to toxic chemicals. The Cosmetic Fragrance and Flavor Right to Know Act would require disclosure of the secret, unlabeled, and often toxic ingredients. The flavor, natural flavors you see on the package of everything. There's nothing natural about those flavors that are in those, chips, drink, whatever. So being aware of that when you're picking up something and moving towards something, there are safer options out there. There really are. And we'll talk about some that I brought today, but and I haven't tried it yet, Olipop is like LaCroix or one of those, but see, LaCroix has natural flavors. So it's nothing, you go to the store and it's like, well, I'll just drink water or club soda or wine. So the Cosmetic Supply Chain Transparency Act is another one that requires the suppliers to disclose ingredients and provide safety data to cosmetic companies so they can make safer products. One of the things we do at Beauty Counter is that we have found out where our mica is sourced and who is mining our mica. And mica makes your makeup glittery, but it also, it's in everything. It's in car paint. Mica is in so many things, and we have gone to the mines where we get our mica from, and we know that it's not being mined by 4-year-olds. We've taken that extra step. Same with our vanilla. We know that our vanilla, where it comes from in Madagascar, is a woman-owned farm, and it's farmed sustainably and humanely. So going that extra step and knowing what's going into the ingredients of what we make. It's like at Turner's. We know where our beef comes from. We know what our beef is eating. And so it's important to know not only what you eat, but what you eat eats. It's a long food chain. And not to get overwhelming, but just to know, make the first steps. Think about the dirty dozen of your vegetables. Think about, I can't buy organic all vegetables. I just can't. But I try to buy organic of the dirty dozen at least, and make sure that I'm not giving my kids bad apples. We eat a lot of apples. But bananas, you don't have to buy organic bananas, technically. They taste good, but we eat a lot of bananas. So I can't afford to keep these boys in bananas. So yeah, we've got those bills, and then what we've done at Beauty Counter is if you take out your phone, your smartphone, and you text 52886, and you text Better Beauty to that number, you'll get a return text, and you press the link, and you can write your name and your phone number, or your name, and I think all you have to do is sign it. You really don't have to put maybe your email address. And you get automated responses, like I got them from Webster and Rubio, but it takes, if they hear from us, if they hear from the people, and not just Beauty Counter consultants, but if they hear from the people, they need 20, if they hear about a topic 20 times, it gets pushed to the front of the line. But because we're not speaking up about it, they're not hearing about it. So, and I've said before, this is not a male issue or a female issue. This is not a Democrat issue or a Republican issue. It's a human issue. This is for our health. The stuff that we're putting on our bodies is just not good, that if we're not watching. Then this was another interesting fact too, that a study found that teens who switched to safer products had a 20 to 40% drop in harmful chemicals in their blood. And that's, our teens are maturing much faster than they used to because of the things that they're eating and putting on their body. Yeah, so some links if you wanted to follow some beauty counter stuff. Another really helpful app that I have on my phone is called the Environmental Working Group app, the EWG app. It's got like a green logo and a swirly thing in the middle. But I like to use that. I've recently had to buy sunscreen for my son going off to camp, and I didn't want to send him with a $50 bottle of sunscreen, but was there something more economical that was still safe? So I'm going through it, well, this one looks safe, not so safe. And so going in and scanning those, it gives you a rating of either it's EWG approved, which is like the gold star, or it has a rating of 1 to 10, and it'll tell you where on the gauge where you're getting the worst things from, and you want to stay on a 3 or below. So if it comes up as a 3, that's acceptable. That's probably a good choice. But you're getting into the 5, 6, 7s, you probably want to think about choosing something else. And if it's not in the database, that also kind of sends a red flag to me, like they are not participating, and why? So there's got to be a reason, why their products aren't listed there, or on. There are other ones. You were telling me about one.
A friend recently told me about an app, and I use it all the time, and I was interested in getting your feedback on that. The app is called Yucca, Y-U-K-A.
Y-U-K-A.
And I like it because it gives us either the green, the yellow, or the red, and then it breaks it down and tells you what ingredients are there,
Yeah.
and what's red, what's poor, the yellow, and what's,
Yeah.
good. And then what I really like about it is it gives you other recommendations. Try something else, it'll give you other products maybe to look at, whatever. I spend a lot of time in the stores lately, but you have to.
Yes.
So I was actually, it's run by an independent lady that did the same thing for her family, started it, so she's not beholden to anyone in the industry, I don't believe. So, I'd say give that one a try too if you're interested.
Is it Yucca food and cosmetic? Is that one, because there's a few Yucca
It's
things.
Y-U-K-A with a carrot.
I know, oh, okay.
I don't know why the carrot.
Yeah, it's a food and cosmetic one, yeah.
Yeah, and,
Is it .com, .org, is that? No.
I'm sorry?
Oh,
It's an app, yeah. And I realized I came home after she told me about that. I went home and I went through all my cosmetics. It's frightening. You know that.
I do, and we don't want to overwhelm, so it's a great way to make changes is if you're running low on cleanser, then go look for one that's cleaner. And then when you're ready to get a new night cream, let's look at something that's safer. Instead of just throwing it all in the trash can, I mean, you can do that, but that gets to be expensive. And we want to make, some wise choices, but, there are a lot of good companies out there. But what I will say is that just because it says all natural does not mean it's clean and safe. So, formaldehyde is natural. We don't want to be putting that on our body. So there are lots of natural things out there that we don't want to use.
How about like toilet paper? Is it different? Toilet paper?
Toilet paper.
I don't know.
I need to stand that.
Green and yellow?
Just don't get me with fragrance.
Right. Yes, fragrance. I did see some that had lavender in it. That's not lavender. Yeah, I steer clear. Oh, trash bags. Okay, why do we need trash bags that smell like lavender? I like to say that clean has no smell. So if you feel like Gain is really, that's clean to you, well, I would challenge you to maybe find something else. I have ladies that come in and clean my house, a couple every other week or whatever, and it was one lady, this is before I had the two ladies. Now I got the one lady before, gave her my products to use, and came home and was like, oh, I felt like I'd walked into a wall of fragrance. I thought, what is going on? And my son, who has issues, digestive issues and things, and gut issues, he was getting sick. And I was like, this is not right. I said, what are you using? She said, oh, Fabuloso. And I said, no. I mean, like, that's the worst. So she fired me, and that's okay. She just couldn't clean for me anymore if she couldn't use Fabuloso. That's all right. But the ladies that I have now, they use what I have, and I'll share some of those, because I'll share, I'm supposed to walk behind. Just some of the things that I've found that are safer and cleaner. I like two different cleaners. I love the Thieves Oil cleanser, cleaner. You dilute it and you can use it on everything. I mean, you can use it I use it mostly for my all-purpose, like around the kitchen. It does have a nice smell because it's got essential oils in it. Branch Basics is another great company out there. This is the concentrate bottle, and then you get a bunch of bottles and you can make your window cleaner, your bathroom cleaner, your all-purpose cleaner. So you've got, cleaners you can use in just for one from the concentrate. The 7th generation does a good job. Yes, ma'am?
What was the first name you used?
Thieves, it's from Young Living. Yeah, the Young Living's that essential oil company. And they make I use their toothpaste too. I meant to grab that, but I've been using their toothpaste for a long time. It takes a little while to get used to using a not pressed, but I love it now. I love the toothpaste. I can't use the regular kind of toothpaste anymore. It just grosses me out. And what I love about natural toothpaste is that you can eat right after. Like, you go probably drink a glass of orange juice, it's not going to taste disgusting. You know how usually when you eat after you brush your teeth, it tastes gross? They don't have that. But yeah, 7th generation has been doing a nice job with clean products. This is the dishwasher detergent packs. I feel like they do a good job and they're still clean.
Can you buy these on Amazon?
You can buy this on Amazon, the detergent. Branch Basics, you'd have to go to their website, Branch Basics. And Young Living, you would need to go to their website to purchase things. I do feel like that Young Living, sometimes the shipping takes a little while. I don't ever like to pay for expedited shipping, so just the regular snail mail seems to take a little bit longer with that. But for laundry detergent, I have moved to these, they're called laundry detergent sheets. So not only this is hard for my husband. He likes to throw like 3 or 4 in. You only need 1 sheet. He also doesn't like the low water the laundry machines. He makes them crazy. So everything is on deep water, like everything. Killing me. Laundry sheets. So you've only got this, and then you don't have to throw away. You can recycle the outside package, and you can recycle the plastic bottles of big laundry detergent. But if you can move to something that's not creating more plastic, it is. It's so much lighter. I mean, I ordered 3 boxes of this. This says it's 60 loads in 1 container. I gave some to my stepmom and my dad because they boat a lot, and this was great to throw on the boat, and then they didn't have another thing that they had to lug around with them to do laundry. So, loving that. This company is Kind Laundry. 0 waste, powered by plants, no mess, fragrance free. So.
Earth Breeze is another one.
Earth Breeze.
Yeah, they actually donate their product when you purchase. They also donate to like a women's center or whatever.
Gotcha. So you're doing good while you're at it. Yeah.
And they're out of Oregon.
So we talked a little bit about essential oils, and I will say, instead of taking an Advil these days for my back that hurts all the time, I use a little bit of this deep blue from Doterra, or sometimes I layer, it's really bad, this muscle pain away. It has a cannabinoids in it or whatever, kind of a CBD cannabinoids. So yeah, I use this, and this works really well, but it's not a fix. I mean, it's just a temporary, but it kind of helps with pain. Instead of using plugins around the house, simmer some cinnamon, or put a diffuser in and grab, this one is Christmas Spirit, which I still like kind of any time of year, but I love having those going. I use one at night that it's helpful for sleep. I have one in my son's room. He gets eucalyptus. So we're all using this in some shape or fashion at home. When we're on the topic of fragrance, perfume. That's a big one. I think that we all like to have our perfume and our body sprays or whatever. I do not speak French, but this is Maison Louis Marie number 4. I'm not even gonna try. But anyway, this is safe. I know this is safe. This is a company called Fleur, P-H-L-U-R. And this is fun. This company, and actually the other one too, they'll send you a little box of samples so you can try out a few and then figure out which one that works best for you. I bought Fleur for my 14-year-old. You know, no Axe body spray for you. You get a cologne, and my husband is using a Fleur product as well. So these are nice companies. There are more safe fragrances out there, so you don't have to be stuck using something that you've used for years. There's a lot of safer options that might smell like something that you've used for a long time. Sunscreen. It's a big one. Sunscreen has a lot of stuff in it, and sometimes I would argue that you might be better off not putting the sunscreen on than putting something on that's completely toxic and causing other problems. We use a mineral-based sunscreen at Beauty Counter. So we've got the all-over body one, and then there's a spray. This is a lotion. There's a spray. I also have like a sheer facial one, which I wear every day, no matter the weather. And it's still got the zinc oxide in it, but it doesn't make you white. And I do love that. So I'm real good about wearing my sunscreen. But you just want to definitely use one of those apps when you go to the grocery store to choose your sunscreen. Body lotions, I brought one. This is a Beauty Counter one. But that's another thing. We're putting all over right after our shower when our pores are nice and open, and it's seeping right into our skin. So we want to make sure we're really paying attention to our lotions, deodorants, Native. I know I've used this for a while. You can get that now at Walmart. Beauty Counter just came out with one. It's actually refillable. So you just, when you're done with it, you order a refill so you can keep using. And part of our mission at Beauty Counter is also to leave a very low carbon footprint. So much of our products come in glass or aluminum or post-consumer recyclable plastic. So we're trying to do good for the environment as well as making things safe. So deodorant and lipstick, we put lipstick on every day and we eat it, So we got to think about what you're putting on your lips and consuming all the time. Pyrex, just thinking about kitchen stuff, I'm really trying to get away from plastic. It's hard. I have some of those silicone stasher bags. They're a little pricey, and so I threaten my children with their lives. Don't lose the silicone bag, that needs to come home. But the Ziploc bags are easy, and I know that they're not going to get lost because they go just in the trash. But with the silicone bags and some of the things that we store, we're just trying to move away from plastic. That's kind of the goal. Yes, ma'am?
I have a question based on hearsay.
Mm-hmm.
Something I heard that I questioned. Read the Doterra oil labels, because it will say so much of a percentage of oil and the rest is filler. It doesn't say what the
Doesn't say what the filler is. Interesting.
Well, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I haven't ordered Doterra in a long time. This is kind of, I had these for, this one doesn't say anything about a filler. It's got all the ingredients on there. Yeah. But they could have products out there that, online, if you're looking and you wanna make sure you're getting everything. They've been pretty transparent. Young Living is very transparent. You wanna shop with companies that are just gonna be transparent and open about what is in their products. And you can decide, from there, the best you can. I did bring, I wasn't sure where we were gonna sit, but I did bring like one of my cards and then a sample. So I put a sample. Some are the overnight resurfacing peels, some are the AHA Reflect Effect mask, and I have some C serum samples up here too. So feel free to take a sample home with you and my card, and stay in touch. But if any more questions, I'll do the best I can to answer questions.
When we're talking about natural products, of course, white vinegar leaves anything and everything.
Yes.
Window glasses, the countertops, stovetops.
Yes, we've kind of gotten away from just the basics, vodka, vinegar. They kill things. Alcohol, like the rubbing alcohol. Baking soda, yep.
I just wanted to share a personal story, because, my eyes are very sensitive. I just wanted to share a personal story. My eyes are very sensitive, and over the years I've discovered that talc has a lot to do with it. So using eye products, I've been trying to read all the ingredients when I go to the store. And Ulta, of course, has just about everything. And sometimes I go to the store, I ask them if they have talc in, because my old eyes don't read things too quickly. And they'll say, oh no, this doesn't have talc. Well, then I get it home and it does have talc in it. But I recently had an experience with, I saw Maybelline have a more natural product for mascara. And I went to the ingredients online and it didn't show that it had talc in it. But I sent out a email to Maybelline, who is now owned by L'Oreal, and they sent back a response when I asked about talc. They said, oh, well, we don't put any regular talc in, we use a medicinal talc. And I was just shocked that they're even using any talc based on, especially the baby powder issue.
Yeah. I'll expand on that too with talc. At Beauty Counter, we had palettes of eyeshadow that had talc at one point. We have not been able to formulate a safe powder eyeshadow like across the board for like a bunch of different shades that's talc free. We did it for one little small palette for a 4, and then another one for the year before for 6, but we've moved to cream shadows for the time being, and that's because, and our blushes are all cream, because what was happening was they were formulating these great colors and they got it all done with no talc, but then there were heavy metals were showing up. So then they had to go back to the drawing board. So we were all ready to launch like this eyeshadow, and then they had to scrap it. And we've been doing these cream eyeshadows that I actually love. I don't have to worry about brushes and all that other business anymore, and the cream blush. So it is interesting. I mean, we do go far and beyond. I don't even think I said at Beauty Counter, we ban over 1,800 ingredients. So more than the EU, more than Canada, obviously more than the US, but we go further to ban products that could be toxic or potentially harmful. So but you gotta ask questions. Yeah.
On that EWG website, if you look at the cleaning products, and I think if some of you were here last month, you heard me say this as well, but if you look at the cleaning products, the FDA only requires 7% of what's in a cleaning product on the bottle. You have no idea what's in those cleaning products. unless you're looking at the healthy, you know, the more natural ones that don't have fragrances and all those things in there. So that EWG website is an amazing website to look at and start, you know, trying to eliminate some of these cleaning products that you have under your counter. Has anyone in here heard, I mean, the vinegar is great. I use vinegar all the time. I use alcohol. I use, what's the other? Peroxide all the time. And, but there's a product out there called Norwex. Has anybody heard of that? I mean, that's an amazing product. You just use water because it's embedded with silver. And it just takes all the bacteria off of your counters, and it's it's expensive, but you know what? It's an amazing, amazing product. So there's lots of, yeah, and it's reusable. You don't have to throw it away. And so there's lots of things out there that we can just kind of slowly change this product for a new product. And like she said, in the makeup, don't throw all your makeup away. But if you have those cleaning products under your kitchen sink and that diffuser from Walmart in your wall, go home and throw them away. Don't keep them. But, you know, there's just take little steps and change things in your home daily to do it. Yes?
Norwex makes a body cloth. Make sure you get the Nutri-Cloth. Norwex makes a body cloth. That's not the one with the silver. Make sure you get the EnviroCloth.
Yeah, that has, yeah.
Yeah, the EnviroCloth is the one for cleaning.
Is it the American, so that Nor?
Norwex. So any other questions? Yeah.
It's not a question. I listened to the Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s podcast, and Bobby Kennedy is an environmental attorney. Everybody knows who he is, son of Senator Robert F. Kennedy, who was assassinated. He has a wonderful podcast. One of them I listened to the other day was all about PFOA and PFOS, which is they found it in every human that they tested on the earth has this, because it's in the runoff, in all the waterways, it's in all the wells, and it never goes away. It's a forever chemical that causes cancer. And it's in all the cord blood, it's in all the breast milk. So chemical companies are very tricky. How, you know, the BPA thing that was out there. All they do was change a chemical on it and change it to BPS.
Right.
So they say, oh, this baby bottle's BPA free, but it has BPS. It's still made out of plastic. Use a glass baby bottle or nurse your baby. The things that are revealed, I mean, and there's a program on Netflix, if you get that, called Rotten. And it talks about the industry, the water bottle. Bottled water is not good for you. It's terrible for you. Get a Berkey filter, carry a glass jar, like I drink. I drink my celery juice out of a mason jar. Yeah, it's got a plastic lid on it, but I use silicone and glass, and you just gotta, and I do a heavy metal detox smoothie. I drink that, pull heavy metals out of your brain.
Yeah. Well, I think we can all go on and on with those types of things. And then the other thing that they do in the industry now is they change, like you say, they change the names. So sugar especially has so many names on it now. If you look at a product that's in a can or a bottle or whatever, but they change the name on us. So you have to really, the less ingredients you have in a product, the better you are. Any other questions? Yes, thank you very much. That was very interesting, and thank you so much. We really appreciate that. So let's give Allison a big hand. Thank you, Allison.
And come get a sample.
Yeah, come get a sample of our products, and we will see you on July 2nd at 10 o'clock here. Thank you very much. Have a great month.